Hey, so it's finally here. This is the last hurrah. This is the last time that we are able to play Legion Remix. It ends about 9 hours. And I've done it all. I've leveled up 12 characters of each class. I've done all the class mounts to get the secret achievement. I've done every single quest on a couple of my characters. I did cap up my versatility, as you can see right here, to 999. I did all the raids, I did all the M+, all the dungeons. And yeah, I have a couple of things to say. So the first, was it good? Was Legion Remix actually good? I was kind of addicted, so I would suppose it was a little bit better than you would expect. However, there are things that I would change. For example, why was some of the content so difficult? Honestly, the M+, all of the M+, were absolutely useless. In terms of you were not able to progress in the M+. I would assume that by putting together a group and progress through M+ dungeons, you would be able to skyrocket your infinite power gain, and that wasn't the case. Like, the levels of how hard enemies were to get actually proper gear, to get actually capped out gear, and to get some decent IP for that were so ridiculous that if you are that far, you don't even need that anyway. So I understand that farming the infinite power was not the intent in Mythic Plus, and it was basically just a ego contest. I think that was a huge miss. Also, why is all of the content, and especially the Heroic World, so difficult? You were not able to level up in Heroic World. Like, realistically, while if you did have a power of a friend, and you could level up within Heroic World, like in a matter of 20 minutes, if your friends took you to like kill dragons and some elites in the shield threstyle, or maybe go kill giants at Asuna. That was like super cool. Why was it too overpowered that you were not able to level up from like level 10 to level 80 in Heroic World just to progress faster? It wasn't challenging, it was impossible. Mobs would start to one-shot you pretty soon. Like at level 10 you can manage so-so, but at higher levels you can survive only when you are a tank. And if you were a tank and you didn't have your versatility, right, especially at the beginning of the Legion, you didn't have your versatility, you didn't have your things, you were not able to survive. And if you were a tank, you were not able to kill things quickly, so it took ages. So, like, the normal world was for a link. Why? Why just don't make things a little bit more challenging, but manageable? Like, I am not against the challenge, I'm just saying that if mobs are one-shotting you, because you don't have, like, millions of versatility, and you, by the way, you cannot increase your versatility, even if you would amass somehow large number of artifact power. You were not able to cap out your versatility anyway, unless you were level 80, because only at level 80 you would start to accumulate your last talent in the artifact, the limits unbound, right? The other gripe that I have with this is, why did we have secret achievements? Why is there like plus 49 Mythic Plus with capped out versatility a secret achievement? Why unlocking all of the class mounts is a secret achievement too? And my biggest gripe with this is that I discovered 3 days ago about this achievement, bringing order to the Isles, which meant just go and unlock class mounts on every single class, meaning finishing the whole order campaign and the class mount quest, and that will give you this achievement. I did have finished this on 3 characters, which is, I think, more than was reasonable to expect. It wasn't noted anywhere. Like, if I knew this achievement was in here, I would have planned how to play this without burning out. Instead, because I am crazy, or I don't know what's wrong with me, but I decided I'm going to go and freaking do this achievement. But I had like 3 days left, so I was grinding non-stop for 2 days. It was absolutely degenerate behavior. I did it, but I hated it. And I don't hate class quests, I don't hate the lore stories, I don't hate World of Warcraft, but if you know you're on the clock and you cannot literally play anything else, or like devote any of your free time to anything else, if you are to make it, and I make it so, there's like 9 hours left when I have done everything that I wanted to do. It was awful. It was like purgatory. Blizzard needs to stop hiding achievements like this. Just let us plan our time. Why are they doing stupid things like this? Also, bronze. Look at this. I have almost capped out bronze on my characters. If I look at the currency here, how much bronze do I have? All right. Let's just look in here. 2 millions on one alt, 2 millions on another alt, over 1 million on another alt. This is 700,000, 600,000, 400,000, and it just goes on. I have too much bronze. I bought out everything that I needed bronze for months ago. I was burning bronze on furniture that I'm never going to use just to not be capped out. Like, why were not we able to buy these freaking log boxes or something for bronze that we don't need? Just to make things a little bit easier if you dedicated so much time to the Burning Legion. To the killing the Burning Legion, I mean. This is something I don't understand. And the progression and gearing system was so ass. Like, why did we copy it? The watermark system from New World, the game that failed, the game that is shutting down next year because how much it was failing in matters of popularity. And they get rid of this watermark system years ago, even in New World. And somehow, in their infinite wisdom in Activision, thought that it's a good idea to put it in this game. Like, why were you doing this? Why was it so tedious? The Pandaria, in terms of gearing and just getting what you needed, was much more fun. Not to mention that numbers of mobs in this remix, like in Pandaria, the HP and like the power of the mobs was reasonable. In Legion, it was so ass. If you would go and try to raid in Legion with a retail character, you would be obliterated. Your whole group would be obliterated because you wouldn't have enough damage to like clear mythic raids, to like clear dungeons, etc. Because everything was so damn strong, unreasonably strong. And then you put a heroic word deal on top of that. They made it like if the idea of remix, of what Pandaria remix was lost to them. They made it everything unnecessary hard. Was it manageable? Yeah, sure. You get to a point where you one-shot everything, but that is also the point that you don't need to do anything in the game. Like, you are done at this point. You don't need to farm anything. And to get to this point was absolutely ass. Unlike Pandaria, there was no catch-up mechanics for alts, apart from some experience point boost. And of course, artifact... what's it called, this thing here? Infinite knowledge, so you gain your infinite power a little faster. It wasn't fast enough. It took months of casual playing, or in my case, month of playing multiple characters together. I have 6 characters of 779. I have 2 more at 740, and the rest I just level up from scratch. And let me tell you, trying to do the class hall campaign on character that didn't have that versatility and raid gear, it was okay. I could do without infernals, but I wasn't feeling OP at all. Even if I had like maxed out artifact, except for like this versatility talent, like towards the end you will get these pretty easily if you have your infinite knowledge capped out. Not so much this, but the item level and everything, it was so ass to get. It was so slow. Everything was unnecessarily hard. There was no catch-up mechanics for alts. It was as if Blizzard were like, yeah, people like remixes, so we're gonna give them remix. In terms of malicious compliance. I think if they tried that with any other expansion, people don't like it as much. Like, the truth to be told, Legion, the content in Legion is so solid that despite all these flaws, we still enjoyed our time because the locations are great, the quest lines are great. We didn't have to worry about the artifacts farming, about the legendary farming that was in the original Legion. We didn't have to worry about the mission table. We had Moritari. What's it, Moratari? I think Moratari. Something like that, the dragon is called. She is absolutely amazing. She is my most favorite NPC by far, because whenever there was some stupid time gating mechanic, the Moratari would just show up and we're like, skip, and then you would just complete the quest. Like, please add this to retail, at least to the old dated content. Just please, give this dragon, give this infinite dragon a purpose. Over. Just every outdated expansion, whenever you're doing some sort of mission table shenanigans, just let us deal with it with Moratari. That would be so awesome. But yeah, it came off. I didn't want it to rant this much. I just wanted to say that the trying to do 12 like class order hall mounts in a 3 days was purgatory, and I wasn't even like 12. It was like 10 because 2 of my characters were already done. But I end up ranting. But you know, you never know where you end up with this. Despite all of this, I did enjoy my time with Legion, and I am set to see it go. And this is by the way the reason why I do not play any classic servers. Like, we do have classic, and it's just like, okay, sure, the classic is forever, but all of the other, like, we are playing the Burning Crusade for what, the third time now, and you're just on the same treadmill. It's the game is going to be up for like a year, and then they're gonna move to the Lich King again, and you just keep rotating these. Like, why? I would play, let's say, Lich King time walking if the Lich King was forever, and I would be just able to stay there and not just move on to Cataclysm, Pandaria, and then what? Are we gonna go like Draenor, or are we gonna aim to like do next retail? What's the point? This is what sucks, that it ends. The reason why I like remixes better is that they are not so serious. You can just enjoy yourself. You can solo raids if you want to. You can explore everything that you missed back in the day, and I've done a lot back in the day. So my bronze expenditure was much lesser because I did have so many mounts and so many transmog already bought out. However, the reason I enjoy the remixes is that this character, I grew fond of this shaman. And she's going to stay with me. Same with my paladin. So those are like 2 characters that are going to stay on my account. I'm not going to be deleting them. So this is one of the reasons why I like remixes, that it translates directly into retail. You cannot do this on classic, which is my other gripe. Like, sure, if the Burning Crusade anniversary ends eventually, like, what am I going to do with my character? Like, move on to the Lich King, play all of the expansions over again? Screw that, I want to play retail too. But I don't know what went about classic. I think like there is audience for classic and you guys enjoy yourselves. I personally think the retail is better for me, especially now that we have housing and all that. So as I said, I'm gonna be a little bit sad to see Legion go, but on the other hand, you can always go back. It's going to be always in the game. It's not going to be the flavor of the month anymore, because people are not going to be running dungeons and are not going to be like looking for dungeons and looking for raid mechanics, and people are not going to be farming like 779, 999 versatility only rants to Nighthold, which is ridiculous, by the way. Like, those idiots, what were we even thinking, guys? But here we are at Argus. We've cleared everything, we've done everything. Just a couple of quests on Argus remaining on my Shaman. I already done everything on my Paladin. My achievements in Legion are completed. Everything is here, as you can see. Not a single one missing. And yeah. There we go. This has been Legion Remix. I enjoyed my time with it. Probably to an unhealthy degree, because I have been obsessed with Legion, and I've been just running those raids and dungeons over and over again. Alastris, my partner, she thinks I went crazy. Maybe I did. But yeah. Sad to see it go, but also a little bit relieved because it's finally over. I've done everything. It was the biggest FOMO in my life. But here we go. My shaman over here, Xiarel, she's gonna stick with me. I think I'm going to be playing her. Not sure if I'm going to replace my druid or my demon hunter, but maybe I will, you never know. I'm kinda grew fond of enjoying enhancement shaman, but let's see how she's gonna perform on retail after tomorrow when the new patch hits, how the enhanced shaman is going to look like, etc. Everything is going to be different. But look at this location. Isn't it beautiful here? Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. Take care, guys. And don't burn out like me on next remix, alright? Has been something, right? Bye!